Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart here and also at Bitcoin and Ethereum and the ADA BTC and ADA ETH charts as well. So let's start here with Cardano. Not much has happened, since the drop yesterday. We've come down to the support line of that triangle here within which we're trading. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I'm just going to zoom out. So we're trading in a symmetrical triangle. We've seen that with many other cryptos. Most of them broke out to the upside. And in my opinion, it's just a question of time until Cardano is breaking out to the upside here if Bitcoin and Ethereum behave. However, with Cardano, it's been a bit of painful because Cardano takes a long time to break out. And I know a lot of people get frustrated, but actually, this has been quite a bit of an opportunity here. You have very well-defined trend lines. You can really, really well predict when where it's going to go. It's really come from down here from that support line to that resistance, to that support line, to that resistance line, and at the latest here you had trend lines, so you a very good opportunity to buy low and sell high, really. So I really like these patterns which are so well defined. Not as good as a channel, because that is, even in my opinion, a bit easier to trade, but at the moment it's just in a range, in a sideways move, really. So just need to wait for that major breakout. I much prefer, however, an uptrend or trend in any way. Don't really like these ranges, but if you have a pattern like that, it is well defined and you can use it for trading, and just need to understand the overall trend, which in my opinion is still uptrending, just in line with the whole crypto market. But it's just a bit painful to watch because it takes so long. So I don't really want to spend much more time on it. We still see here on the, and I need to go back to the daily. On the daily, we can still see on the RSI a ascending triangle here. So that indicates that we potentially might break out here to the upside at some point. Won't be very long before we get into the apex, but we'll then get into the apex on the main price chart as well. And that will be maximum another week, and it is painful to wait till that. And we've seen now in the last few days, actually seen many cryptos who've really waited until they got into the apex. So yeah, it can be actually another few painful days, but hopefully then on the weekend we will see some movement. And let's take a look at ADA BTC. ADA BTC here on the 4-hour chart, we can see that it's also it's broke actually that support, that horizontal support level here at 3566, right? It's now dropping further, and however, what we can see, even though we are dropping further, we are currently making a bullish divergence on the RSI, indicating that this downtrend might be slowing down. On the 4-hour chart, we have a bullish divergence on the RSI, making higher lows, whereas we are making lower lows on the price chart. Yeah, so it's just something to be aware of. First heads up that things might be changing now, but it might take another few days as well for that to happen. It looks a bit better on the ADA ETH chart. Here on the ADA ETH chart, we have found support, or we are going to find support, I think, very soon. And if I zoom out a little bit here to that ascending trend line, I think it just needs to reload a second. So there you go. So this is the ascending trend line here again of that, of the ADA ETH chart. We have the same on the ADA BTC chart, but on ADA BTC, the ADA actually dropped. So ADA ETH finding some support here, and again we can see a bullish divergence on the RSI. Let me just open up the RSI for that. You can see it here, and probably for that, then again, I need to go to the 4-hour chart. So on the daily, we don't have a bullish divergence yet, but on the there you can see it from that wave to that wave. Actually made a lower low on the price, but we've made a high low here on the RSI. So we also see a bullish divergence on the RSI of the 4-hour chart of ADA ETH, indicating that we might have found the low here, and that could indicate that we could, going forward, start to outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin very soon. Yeah, so if we obviously an RSI is only an indicator, but it only indicates, but we need to also see where we are. We are coming down to a key support level, and that indicates in the past, we always then start to turn around. Not always, but here, since the beginning of that trend line, we have turned around, and at this point then Cardano started to outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin. And that's pretty much where we are. Still, Ethereum still here struggling to get through the 4K level. As I said, the longer this takes, the more risky it might get, because if people start to realize that it might get too difficult, it might not be the right moment yet, then we might get a sell-off for Cardano, for Ethereum and Bitcoin. At the moment, obviously, we are still in an uptrend, still trying, but again, we can define here on the 4-hour chart now a bearish divergence on the Bitcoin chart that might drag Cardano down. It's a first heads up as well that we might be struggling to get through here. So there you go, making higher high on the price, barely a higher high. Buyers are struggling to get through that key resistance level. And I did say before I expect some resistance here. And I did say before when we were down here that I expect further price increases. But I get now that we get really close to these key levels, I get unsure. You know, now we need to see. I expected us to get to these levels, and I did say it before, but now it's getting increasingly difficult for Bitcoin, for the buyers, for the bulls to get through. I actually took some Bitcoin profits. I did say, tell the guys in the Telegram group, because for me, I'd rather now take some profits. If we break through, then I can go in again. That's fine. That's for me then the confirmation that we really get through this level here, and that the uptrend is continuing. But as long as we're struggling here at this high level, I'm going to take some. I took some profits, and I'm happy to wait with that money on the sidelines and then move it into the altcoins when they are breaking out, like for example Cardano. I found that quite a sensible decision, because I'm happy to lose out on a little bit of profit, and I'm happy to go back in when we go through the all-time high and have confirmation that the uptrend is continuing. At the moment, it is a bit risky, because if you sell it, if you see a drop here because we can't get through that all-time high, then it might take the whole market with it. And I'm not saying it will happen, but I just try to prepare for different scenarios so that it makes sense from all points of view for me. Okay, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe as well if you like the content. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video. Bye bye.